What's up, guys? zzirGrizz here, and welcome to episode 2 of the Week of Doom, or the WOD. The first commentary, live com or whatever, that I posted up, I told you guys a little bit more about the game. I was explaining like the different weapons and ammo and armor and all that stuff, because it's, like I said, the damage is pretty close to Halo, other than the fact that you can't rejuvenate, which I actually kind of like about this game. The fact that it can't rejuvenate. So every once in a while you don't have to use so many bullets to kill somebody, unlike Halo, where every time you see somebody, you know, it's so tough to fight in games like Halo and stuff when it's like 3v1, because you have zero chance. Like, unless you're good at running and you've got, you know, some kind of OP-ass weapon or something like that. To me anyway, it seemed like 3-on-1 you were done, you know what I mean? But in this game, sometimes you can get lucky, you know, if somebody hasn't walked around and had a chance to pick up more health or armor, your teammate just got in a fight with them, your chances of survival are a lot greater as opposed to games that have rejuvenating health, kind of like Call of Duty as well. It is nice, I do like that, but if you're going to have rejuvenating health in a first-person shooter, you got to make sure that initial health is, you know, at least semi-balanced, and that there's little to no armor at all. Just to make the game balanced. At least that's, you know, in my, I guess, time of playing first-person shooters, that's what I found. But anyway, in this game, I want to talk to you guys a little bit about my history in Doom, because I mentioned that in my first commentary that I have a history with this game. So I want to touch on that for you guys that don't know. Doom was like the first-person shooter that I played. It was actually released back in 1993, and I was 11 years old. And I remember we just bought a brand new computer back in 1993, and the shareware version was out for PC for the original Doom, and I played the shit out of that game. I played it for quite a few months, and then one day I came home from school. My mom was coming up behind me as I was playing, and I shot somebody with a rocket launcher, and it just, you know, turned them into mush on the floor, and she got so, like, offended and, like, pissed off that, you know, they even made games like this, that, you know, I was pretty much grounded. She said, you know, delete it from the hard drive, and you're never playing it again. So I didn't get to play the full version for another year, because basically what happened was, back in 1994, after playing Doom and after, you know, playing some other first-person shooters at my friend's house, Wolfenstein 3D, Rot, or Rise of the Triad, after playing games like that, I had it set in my mind that I wanted to play video games. So I had a full-time job by the time I was 12, and I saved up for 3 months, and I bought me my own computer, and it was about $2,100 is what I spent at the age of 12. I bought me my own computer, which was actually better than my parents' computer that they had bought previously. But yeah, that's what I did. It kind of worked out in my favor, because my dad at the time was a licensed contractor, so I just did construction, man. I built houses from the ground up at 12 years old. I was helping my dad and my grandpa, and it worked out great. And I got my own computer. I got the full version of Doom. I got Wolfenstein, Rise of the Triad. I started playing Duke Nukem quite a bit, and the rest is history, man. But this is actually, for those of you that don't know, this is where my origins lie. Is Doom. This is the first-person shooter game I ever played, and I've loved it ever since. So when I say that I've got a lot of history with this game, now you guys know, like, where I'm coming from, the fact of, you know, the nostalgia from being a young kid and playing games, and then your parents telling you, this is too violent, you can't play it, but in all reality, you know, you're just like, I gotta play it even more, this is amazing. So, in the same aspect, I kind of understand it, because, you know, we have, like, kids too now, so, like, my daughter, she's 7, and I don't want her in here when I'm playing this game, just because of certain aspects of it. You know, my son's 14, so it's not such a big deal. I think once you hit like 10, 11 years old, it doesn't really matter. But, you know, when you're 7 years old, you probably don't need to be seeing people's heads getting ripped off, and, you know, demons spawning with, you know, all these different emblems and stuff like that. So I can kind of understand where my mom was coming from at the time, but I feel just, man. I feel like I overcame. I worked my ass off. I got my own setup, and played what I wanted to play, which was really cool. And the fact that they allowed me to do that was actually pretty cool too. The fact that I showed enough responsibility to save up that much money and work that hard towards a goal, then they're like, okay, well, if he's going to do this, then he's not going to, play out Doom in real life, which, video games throughout the years have gotten such a bad rap for, violence and kids and stuff like that. Like, that shit's all so fucking retarded. But yeah, that's my history in Doom, and that's why I still like to play it today. And I knew when this game was, announced that they were going to come out, that I was going to have to, buy it, play it, and just kind of enjoy a little bit of my childhood. Even though the game is obviously completely different, it still has that same feel to it, to me anyway, as far as like the players, the enemies, stuff like that. I haven't had a chance to play much of the single player campaign because I'm just not a single player kind of guy, but I definitely will. And like I said, this is just a great break for me from Call of Duty. So I've been looking in the comments and seeing what people have been replying as far as, I think somebody replied the other day, it seems like you're trying to sell it. Well, I enjoy this game. It's hard to talk about something that you truly enjoy and have a history with without trying to sound like you're selling it, I guess. But yeah, that's my history. Also, I did want to touch on weapons in this game because I didn't get a whole lot of chance to. The reason that I used this commentary game was because you had a chance to see earlier on in the gameplay here, the Revenant. I was using the Prowler, which is pretty cool. And you didn't get to see that in the first one, so I want to make sure I show the Prowler. But the weapons, like in this game, there's snipers on the other team, and you'll notice that when they're sniping right there, there's actually a red laser that comes out of enemy sniper rifles, so you can't just sit there and hard scope down a door without somebody knowing that you're there. So there's a lot of times that you'll see me in these commentaries coming up where I'm actually looking at like the door jam, like on the side of it, so my laser's not popping out through the door, unless I know that they're already there, and then I'm not really concerned about it so much. Get turned on. But, oh, this could have been such a nice clip right here. That would have been 4 different emblems, but it just didn't hold. Another cool thing about the kill feed in this is if you've got 3 up and somebody gets a kill, like if you're playing COD or something like that and you get split, this game will actually push their kill off the feed, so you can still get your quad feed nice and solid, which I think COD would be awesome to incorporate that. Not only that, but the ability to walk through your teammates. But, yeah, that's one thing about the guns. The guns are pretty cool in this game. Almost every one of them have kind of a secondary use, which is really cool, or secondary ability. So anyway, I'm going to touch more on that in the next com. I hope you guys enjoyed. That's it. I'm out. Deuces.